Hello, welcome back to The Weird is Sacred, the podcast where your weirdness is not something that needs to be fixed, it's where your magic lives. I am Francesca, your host, and I'm so happy that you're here with me today. First of all, thank you for all the messages after the first episode. I received some really cute DMs and I love hearing what resonated with you. If you ever have a topic that you want me to cover, self-love, spiritual, moon, magic, paranormal, life in the middle of the chaos, just send me a DM on Instagram at soaps, candles, and dots, or leave it in the comments. And while you're there, please share this episode with your fellow weirdos. And if you know the reference, you can always comment. We are the weirdos, mister. So this week has been something else. Back to school is here, and I feel like I'm running out of time before I even start the day. I've been a little stressed, but also really happy because my mom is coming to visit. She's my grandmother on my dad's side, and she's the woman who raised me. She's staying for a few days, and I have to pick her up from the airport today. I'm so happy. Thinking about her made me always laugh because growing up, she was so protective of me, and back then, it annoyed me so much. But now that I have kids on my own, I totally get it. And honestly, I feel like I'm becoming her a little bit. And speaking of becoming my mom, who was always doing something, let's talk about having too much to do. You know, those weeks where everything feels like a chaotic group chat, a school group chat. You know, the messages coming in, the emotions flying out, and your to-do list is multiplying like Gizmo eating after midnight or being soaked in water. Yeah, that's where I've been lately, which is exactly what I want to talk about grounding today. One of my secret superpowers tools when life feels like too much. So before we dive in, let's just arrive here together. No need to close your eyes or sit in the lotus pose, unless of course you want to. Just take a slow deep breath in and exhale like you're letting the world out for a second. Once again, out of the world. Feel your shoulders, you know how they drop, and relax your jaw. Even if you're walking your dog or stuck in traffic right now, you can always do this. But if you're driving, please keep your eyes open. This is about finding calm without having the perfect conditions, because that's life. It's not perfect. Grounding is simply bringing back yourself to the present moment. Not the next meeting, not what you said last week and just replaying it in your head, just right now. Think of it like plugging your phone into a charger, except the phone is you. And instead of electricity, you're charging with presence. We live in a world that glorifies busy and treats stillness like it's a waste of time. But grounding, it's actually the opposite. It's how you keep your nervous system from tapping out before the day is over. And yes, grounding can literally mean earthing. Making direct contact with the earth's surface by walking barefoot, lying there in the grass, or just dipping your toes in the ocean. And if you're me, it could look like sticking your fingers in the potted plant that you have in the living room. The earth carries a natural electrical charge, and when we connect, we can absorb it, helping reduce stress, improve sleep, and calm inflammation. Also, I'm a firm believer that earth can transform all the heaviness, stress, and sadness that you carry if you are connected to it and are ready to listen all the ancestral guidance that it carries. But here's the thing, grounding doesn't have to mean running barefoot through the forest, even though that is really cool. You can ground yourself anywhere, anytime, even if you don't step outside. So let me paint a picture for you of my average Tuesday. Average. There's 3 kids, pets who think they run the house, and a husband who is really supportive but is not a morning person. And there is me, the unpaid chauffeur, house manager, chef, therapist, and event coordinator. By 7 a.m., I already packed lunches, broken up at least 2 sibling arguments, fed the animals, checked in with my bestie is a must, and possibly answer all the texts from the night before. I love my people. I really love them with all my life, but sometimes between the noise, the mess, and everyone needing me at once, I feel invisible. My old habit was just to push through and then I was all burned. But now I just ground myself. Sometimes it's stepping outside barefoot while the pasta water boils, or just taking a few sips of my coffee out there. Sometimes it's putting my hand on the tree in the backyard after the school drop off. It doesn't erase the cause. The pets still want snacks they don't really need. My to-do list still long, and yes, the kids will still fight over whatever they feel like it. But those little grounding moments keep me from drowning in it. And from a spiritual perspective, grounding is an energy anchor. Life pulls your thoughts into the past and the future, but grounding brings you back into your body, where your intuition, peace, and magic lives. It can regulate your nervous system so you respond instead of just react. Interrupts spiraling thoughts and pulls you back to the present. Keeps you connected to your body instead of just living in your head. Help you show up as the best version of yourself, even in the chaos. So, here are 5 busy woman approved grounding tools. And by busy woman, I mean myself and some of my friends. Feel your feet. Wherever you are, press your feet into the ground and notice the support under you. That's the first. Second, do a temperature check. You can hold something warm like a tea or coffee. Or if you're like my daughter, it can be a bowl of ramen. You can also hold something cool like a water bottle or an ice cube and focus on the sensations of it for at least 30 seconds. You can do a 5 senses scan. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 that you can taste. And talking about taste, slow sip. Drink water slowly like it's the best champagne you ever have. Name your surroundings, and this is really good with kids. Silently list objects in the room that anchor yourself in there. And here's the fun part. Grounding is not just about touching nature. You can turn everyday things into grounding rituals. Like washing your hands. You can notice the temperature. You can smell the soap, and if they're mine, they're better. And you can hear the water running. When you're making coffee or tea, you can smell it as it brews, listen to the sounds, and feel the warmth. Even if you're folding the laundry, just focus on the textures, colors, and the rhythm of the movements. This is what I call magic in the everyday. So you're not just adding more to your to-do list, you're turning what is already there into a reset button. So here's your self-love insight for the week. Grounding is not just a stress tool, it's an act of self-love. Every time you ground yourself, you're saying, matter enough to pause. My peace matters enough to protect. And ask yourself, when was the last time I felt truly present in my day? What small moment today can I use as a grounding ritual? And your challenge for this week is to pick one grounding ritual and do it in a calm moment, not just when you're stressed. Practice now so it becomes a second nature when life feels like a circus. So that's all for today, my beautiful weirdos. Thank you so much for grounding with me in this little corner of the internet. And if you try a tip or have a favorite grounding ritual, please DM me on Instagram or tag me. I really love to see it. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your magic flowing, and remember, your weird is sacred.